the hidden wonders of our planet, places that defy reality. Have you ever looked at a photograph and wondered if it truly belonged to Earth? A lake glowing crimson beneath the African sun, a cave where crystal walls rise higher than buildings, a mountain so isolated that scientists believe it preserved life forms found nowhere else on the planet. For centuries, explorers believed they had already discovered every corner of our world. Ancient maps slowly filled with coastlines, mountain ranges, deserts, and oceans. Satellites now circle above us every hour, capturing images of nearly every square kilometer of land. And yet, Earth continues to surprise us. Some places remain hidden behind glaciers, buried beneath dense jungles, or protected by landscapes so dangerous that only a handful of people have ever reached them. Others have inspired myths, religions, and legends long before science could explain their existence. Today, we begin an extraordinary expedition across our planet, not to visit the most famous destinations, but to uncover the locations that seem almost impossible to believe. Places where geology becomes art, where evolution follows its own rules, and where nature creates masterpieces that no human imagination could invent. Our first destination lies in one of the hottest environments on Earth, the Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. The first rays of sunlight reveal a landscape unlike anything else on the planet. Bright yellow fields stretch across the ground. Pools of emerald green bubble beside rivers colored orange and red. Columns of steam rise into the scorching sky while the smell of sulfur fills the air. At first glance, this place resembles another planet. This is the Danakil Depression in northern Ethiopia. Temperatures here regularly exceed 50 degrees Celsius, making it one of the hottest permanently inhabited regions on Earth. Beneath the surface, three massive tectonic plates are slowly pulling away from one another. Every year they separate by a few millimeters, gradually creating what scientists believe may eventually become a brand new ocean. Millions of years from now, the colorful pools are created by minerals brought to the surface through volcanic activity. Iron paints the ground crimson. Sulfur creates brilliant yellow plains. Copper leaves shades of green and turquoise. But despite its beauty, nearly every pool is highly acidic. One careless step could cause severe burns. For centuries, the Afar people crossed this hostile landscape with caravans carrying enormous blocks of salt. Long before paved roads existed, salt from Danakil was worth as much as precious metals throughout East Africa. Local legends tell of spirits living beneath the boiling earth. According to ancient stories, the strange colors are the remains of battles fought by underground fire gods, whose anger still escapes through the steaming vents. Modern science tells another story, but standing here, surrounded by clouds of sulfur and boiling springs, it is easy to understand why these legends survive for generations. Mount Roraima, the lost world above the clouds thousands of kilometers away. Another mystery rises high above South America. Unlike ordinary mountains, Mount Roraima appears as though someone sliced off its summit with a gigantic knife. Vertical cliffs nearly 400 meters high surround a perfectly flat plateau. Most mornings, thick clouds completely hide the summit from below. For countless generations, indigenous peoples believed the mountain was the stump of an enormous tree that once connected Earth to the heavens. According to their legends, this mythical tree carried every fruit and plant known to humanity. When a powerful spirit cut it down, unimaginable floods covered the world, leaving only the sacred mountain standing above the waters. Remarkably, modern biology discovered something almost equally extraordinary. The summit has remained isolated for millions of years. Many of the plants, insects, frogs, and microorganisms found here exist nowhere else on Earth. Some carnivorous plants survive by trapping insects. Because the ancient sandstone contains almost no nutrients, walking across the plateau feels less like climbing a mountain, and more like exploring an untouched world frozen in time. It was this mysterious landscape that inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle to write The Lost World, a story about prehistoric creatures surviving on an isolated plateau. While no dinosaurs roam its cliffs today, scientists continue discovering species previously unknown to science. Even after centuries of exploration, Mount Roraima refuses to reveal all of its secrets. The Marble Cathedral, chilly hidden deep within Patagonia, lies one of nature's greatest works of art. From a distance, it looks like an ordinary rocky island floating in a brilliant blue lake. But as a small boat approaches, something magical happens. The walls begin to glow. Swirls of white, silver, turquoise, and sapphire reflect in perfectly clear water. The entire cave seems alive with light. Known as the Marble Cathedral, these formations have been sculpted by waves for more than 6,000 years. unlike limestone caves formed underground. These magnificent chambers were carved directly into solid marble. Every season transforms the cathedral. During spring, melting glaciers raise the lake, allowing boats to drift through narrow passages beneath polished arches. In late summer, lower water levels reveal entirely new chambers hidden just beneath the surface. The colors constantly change depending on sunlight, cloud cover, and the depth of the water. Local legends claim the lake is protected by ancient water spirits, who reward respectful travelers with calm waters but punish the arrogant with violent storms. Whether myth or coincidence, the lake's weather can change within minutes, reminding every visitor that nature still sets the rules. Forgotten worlds hidden beyond the horizon. As breathtaking as the places we've already explored may seem, they represent only a fraction of Earth's hidden wonders. Some landscapes are born from fire, others are shaped by ice, water, and time. But a few locations seem to exist outside the natural rules we think we understand. Our journey now takes us far into Central Asia, where an ancient forest has remained frozen beneath crystal-clear water for more than a century. Lake Kandy, Kazakhstan. Hidden among the mountains of southeastern Kazakhstan lies one of the strangest lakes on Earth. At first glance, it appears peaceful. The water is calm, reflecting snow-covered peaks and endless pine forests. But then something unexpected catches your eye. Hundreds of tall tree trunks rise straight out of the lake. They look like the remains of a forgotten civilization, as if an entire forest had simply refused to disappear. The story begins in 1911. A powerful earthquake shook the Tianshan Mountains, triggering an enormous landslide that blocked a narrow valley. Rainwater soon filled the basin behind the natural dam, flooding the forest below. Unlike most submerged trees, these pines did not rot away. The lake's icy water, which rarely warms above a few degrees Celsius, preserved them almost perfectly. Below the surface, complete branches still remain attached, creating an underwater forest unlike anywhere else on Earth. Divers often describe the experience as floating through another world. Sunlight filters through the emerald water while ancient branches stretch silently into the depths. Local folklore tells of mountain spirits who flooded the valley to protect it from greedy hunters. According to legend, anyone who disturbs the lake without respect will lose their way among the surrounding mountains forever. Whether true or not, the silence surrounding Lake Kandy leaves a lasting impression on every visitor. Fingal's Cave, Scotland. Across the sea, another mystery waits on a lonely island battered by Atlantic storms. From a distance, the entrance resembles a giant cathedral carved into black stone. As waves roll inside, strange echoes fill the cavern. Some visitors compare the sound to distant choirs. Others believe they hear whispers. This is Fingal's Cave on the uninhabited island of Staffa. The walls consist of thousands of perfectly shaped hexagonal basalt columns, formed nearly 60 million years ago as volcanic lava slowly cooled. The geometric precision appears almost artificial. Ancient Celtic legends offered a different explanation. They claimed the cave was once part of a colossal stone bridge, built by the legendary giant Finn McCool, connecting Scotland to Ireland. Although geology tells a different story, the remarkable symmetry of the columns still amazes scientists today. Even famous composer Felix Mendelssohn visited the cave in 1829. The haunting sounds produced by crashing waves inspired him to compose one of his greatest musical works, the Hebrides Overture. Nature had created an enormous concert hall long before humans ever arrived. Bloodfalls, Antarctica. Few places on Earth inspire more mystery than Antarctica. Beneath kilometers of ancient ice, scientists continue discovering rivers, lakes, and even entire ecosystems hidden from the outside world. One of the continent's greatest mysteries appears almost impossible: a waterfall of blood. Flowing from the side of Taylor Glacier, deep red water slowly trickles across the white ice. Early explorers believed they had discovered strange algae or unknown minerals. Some even imagined the glacier itself was bleeding. The real explanation proved even more remarkable. Nearly 2 million years ago, a salty lake became trapped beneath the glacier, completely sealed from sunlight and fresh air. Microscopic organisms survived by feeding on iron-rich minerals instead of oxygen. When the water finally reaches the surface, the dissolved iron reacts with oxygen, producing a deep rust-red color. The result resembles flowing blood. These extraordinary microorganisms have survived in total darkness for millions of years. Their existence has transformed bloodfalls into one of the most important research sites on Earth. Scientists now study these microbes as possible models for life beneath the icy surfaces of Mars and Jupiter's moon Europa. Sometimes the strangest places on Earth help answer questions about worlds far beyond our own. The Eye of the Sahara, Mauritania seen from the ground. It appears as a series of rocky hills stretching across the desert, but from space, its true shape becomes astonishing. A perfect circle nearly 40 kilometers wide. Known as the Richet structure or the Eye of the Sahara, it puzzled scientists for decades. Many believed it was the scar left by an ancient meteorite. Others suggested the lost city of Atlantis once stood here. Modern geology revealed a different story. Millions of years of uplift and erosion gradually exposed concentric rings of ancient rock, creating one of the planet's most recognizable geological formations. Yet mystery still surrounds it. Because the structure is so enormous, early astronauts used it as a landmark while orbiting Earth. Even today, pilots crossing the Sahara often recognize the Eye long before any nearby mountains or rivers. Local nomads tell stories of a forgotten kingdom swallowed by the desert, after its rulers challenged the heavens. As the winds continue carving the landscape, the Eye silently watches over one of the world's oldest deserts, reminding us that even science cannot erase the power of ancient legends. Our journey has taken us beneath frozen lakes, inside volcanic cathedrals, across Antarctic glaciers, and into the heart of the Sahara. Yet the greatest surprises still lie ahead. In the next chapter, we'll explore glowing caves, rainbow-colored volcanoes, impossible rock formations, and one of the most isolated islands on Earth, places where reality becomes almost indistinguishable from fantasy, where nature breaks every rule, every continent holds secrets that challenge the limits of imagination. Some are hidden beneath dense forests, others rise above the clouds like forgotten kingdoms, and a few appear so surreal that even modern science struggles to explain how they came to exist. Our next destination takes us to an island so isolated that evolution followed an entirely different path. Socotra Island, Yemen, far out in the Arabian Sea, nearly 400 kilometers from the mainland, lies one of Earth's most extraordinary islands. From above, the landscape looks almost alien. Thousands of strange umbrella-shaped trees spread across rocky plateaus. Their thick trunks twist toward the sky, while dense green crowns cast shadows over the barren ground. This is Socotra. Separated from Africa and Arabia for millions of years, the island became a natural laboratory of evolution. More than one-third of its plant species exist nowhere else on Earth. The most famous is the dragon's blood tree. Its dark red sap has fascinated travelers for over 2,000 years. Ancient civilizations believed it was the blood of dragons slain in legendary battles. The resin was traded across the Roman Empire, Egypt, and India, where it was used as medicine, incense, dye, and even varnish for musical instruments. Scientists now know the tree evolved into its unusual umbrella shape for a simple reason. The wide canopy captures moisture from the island's morning fog while protecting its roots from the intense tropical sun. Socotra's isolation has also produced rare birds, reptiles, and insects found nowhere else on Earth. Walking through its forests feels less like visiting another country, and more like stepping onto another planet. Kelimutu, Indonesia. On the island of Flores rises a volcano unlike any other on Earth. Its summit holds 3 crater lakes, but these are no ordinary lakes. Each changes color. Sometimes one becomes brilliant turquoise, another turns emerald green, the third may appear black, deep red, or even bright white. Even more astonishing, the colors can change independently within weeks or months. Scientists explain this remarkable phenomenon through volcanic gases and chemical reactions occurring beneath the lakes. Different concentrations of iron, sulfur, manganese, and dissolved oxygen constantly alter the water's appearance. Yet local traditions tell a very different story. According to the Leo people, each lake is the resting place of different human souls. One welcomes wise elders, another receives young people. The third belongs to those whose actions in life brought suffering to others. When the spirits become restless, the lakes change color. Whether viewed through science or mythology, Kelimutu remains one of the planet's most mysterious volcanoes. Reed Flute Cave, China. Beneath the hills surrounding Gillen lies a hidden world carved by water. Over millions of years, known as the Reed Flute Cave, this immense limestone cavern stretches deep beneath the earth. Inside, towering stalactites descend from the ceiling. Massive stone columns rise from the floor. Crystal pools reflect dazzling colors across walls shaped like frozen waterfalls. The cave earned its name from the reeds growing near its entrance, traditionally used to make bamboo flutes. Ancient inscriptions found inside date back more than 1,000 years, proving travelers have admired its beauty since the Tang dynasty. Chinese legends speak of dragons guarding priceless treasures hidden within the mountain. Others believed immortals once gathered here beneath glowing crystal ceilings. Modern lighting reveals spectacular formations with names such as the Crystal Palace, Dragon Pagoda, and Forest of Stone. Every chamber appears more extraordinary than the last. Unlike many famous caves, Reed Flute Cave continues to evolve. Drop by drop, mineral-rich water slowly builds new formations that may take thousands of years to reach their full size. Nature is still sculpting its masterpiece. Fly Geyser, United States deep within Nevada's Black Rock Desert, stands one of the youngest natural wonders on Earth. Surprisingly, humans accidentally created it. In 1964, engineers drilled into the ground while searching for geothermal energy. The well was never properly sealed. Hot mineral-rich water escaped through cracks in the earth. Over decades, colorful minerals accumulated around the flowing water. The result became Fly Geyser. Its terraces continue growing every year. Brilliant reds, oranges, greens, and yellows cover the formations. The vivid colors are produced not by paint or chemicals but by heat-loving algae and mineral deposits living within the boiling water. Water constantly erupts several meters into the air, feeding pools where birds, insects, and rare desert plants have unexpectedly flourished. What began as a human mistake has become an extraordinary ecosystem. It serves as a reminder that nature often transforms accidents into beauty. Mount Thor, Canada, our final destination today, rises from one of the most remote landscapes on Earth. Located on Baffin Island in the Canadian Arctic, Mount Thor appears almost impossible. Its western face drops nearly straight down for 1,250 meters. It is considered the greatest vertical cliff on the planet. Standing at its edge feels like looking into an endless abyss. Rock climbers describe the mountain as one of the most intimidating challenges on Earth. Strong Arctic winds sweep across the granite walls, while glaciers stretch for hundreds of kilometers below. Inuit legends tell of powerful spirits living among these cliffs. Hunters believed strange echoes carried messages from unseen guardians, watching over the frozen wilderness. Scientists believe Mount Thor formed hundreds of millions of years ago, before glaciers carved away the surrounding rock, leaving behind its astonishing vertical face. Even today, only a small number of climbers successfully reach its summit each year. The mountain remains one of the least visited natural giants on Earth. From forgotten islands to color-changing volcanoes, from glowing caves to towering Arctic cliffs, our planet continues to prove that reality can be far more extraordinary than fiction. But the greatest mysteries are still waiting.